congratulations on your amazing new show. This is
I'm
phenomenal.
having fun.
Right?
Tell me, what was it like growing up? You grew up in an Amish country?
So I wasn't Amish, but all our neighbors were.
Okay.
And so it was kind of cool. Like, I grew up, I got the best of both worlds. Like, I had a car, my neighbors didn't, you know? So we had like horse and buggies, like they didn't have electricity. So it was very interesting because it was like a completely different culture and an old-timey thing that I got to experience that a lot of people don't.
And you left home at 15.
I did.
Was
I
that
left home at
difficult?
15. It was. So at 15, I realized I was gay, and I knew that coming out of my hometown was not an option. But I also knew that wearing that face, that mask, every single day of being a different person was, you know, suicide, unfortunately, is the highest rate of killing in LGBTQ youth, highest rate of death. And so I knew I had to get out. I knew I had to get out there and be my true self. So I went to the big town of Springfield, Missouri. I got out. And then fast forward to 21, I went to New York City.
And now you done won 5 Emmys for your show? I mean, come on.
Thank you.
Season 7, do you got any tea you want to spill for us?
Tea on season 7? I mean, a lot of sweat because we filmed in New Orleans in the middle of summer.
Really?
Yeah.
What was that like?
Hot. Very hot. And it rained every single day, but thank God for the rain because it kept it cool. Yeah. But no, it was amazing. New Orleans is just... It's so unique. It's not only unlike any other city in the U.S., but I think it's unlike any other city in the world. The food, the culture, the music.
Right.
It's just like we were in another country, and it was amazing. Yeah, it's going to be a very unique season. Yeah.
Give him a hand. I have to ask, what do you say to children that feel like they don't belong? What's your advice to them?
You know, my advice to them is that you do. Just because you may not belong in the moment that you're in, you will find that moment. You know, I didn't belong where I grew up. I remember we would go into this restaurant by our farm growing up. Did you hear my accent came back out when I said that? And the old farmers would be like, well, you don't belong here. You belong in New York City or something. And I was like, I don't know what New York City is, but I think you're right. You know? No, I was like 5, you know, I was 5. And so in that moment, I did not belong, and I never felt like I belonged where I grew up, but I do now.
Yes.
And, you know, it's like a Pretty Woman, big mistake, huge, you know. So to those people who feel like they don't belong, you know what? Everybody feels like that as a child. Even sometimes the most popular kids deep inside feel like they don't belong because, you know, maybe they're hiding who they are, but you will. You will find your tribe, you will find your people, and you will belong.
And you do belong. You do belong. Now, I love your designs.
Thanks.
And I love designing, and I got you here. So do you have any design tips for us?
So for me, design is all about what makes you happy. You know, your home is like a phone charger. If you don't plug your phone in at night and get a full charge, it doesn't make it through the day, right? Same with your home. If you don't get a full charge when you get home at night, you're not going to make it through the next day. So make sure that the things in your home are things that make you happy, as Marie Kondo would say, things that spark joy. Don't worry about the latest trends or what the magazines or the shows or what I tell you. If you love that old, ugly credenza that Aunt Gertrude gave you, if you walk in, you're like, that makes me smile. Put it in there, you know? It's your home.
I love that. Have what makes you happy.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. Can you tell us more about your new line?
Yes. So I just launched a new line with QVC. And when I was little, that was one of the stations I was allowed to watch. I wasn't allowed to watch much TV. I grew up in a very religious household.
Yes.
And so it was good Christian content or QVC. So I grew up loving QVC. And like Jane, one of the hosts on there, like I watched her when I was a little kid. And so it's not often that when you come out with product, you get to actually talk to the people about it. You know, it goes up on a shelf in a store and that's it. But with QVC, I get to go on there and I get to talk to you guys and I get to tell you what inspired me and why I did this. And so I jumped at the chance when they asked me to come on and do a collection with them. And it's a lot of fun. A lot of the colors and stuff were inspired by my home in the desert. And yeah, it's really comfy, good textures, great cottons. Yeah.
I love stuff like that. Y'all get into it.
I am so happy to see you.
Thank you.
You look fabulous.
Very mutual. Thank you, my love.
You look so good.
Welcome back. So, since you were here last, you moved overseas. Tell me about that.
Part-time, yeah. So my husband and I, we went to Portugal, and we fell in love with Portugal, and we decided to live in Portugal part-time. So we live we live in this little village. It's actually, the village just celebrated its 250th year. So it's a young village for Europe. Yeah, it's down in the southern coast, down in the Algarve, and it's just nice because it's just so quaint, and the food and the people. Like, the thing that I love about Portugal is everything is so natural, all the food's so natural, that we ate sweets and bread every single day and didn't gain a pound. When I came home, I was like, there's no way I'm fitting in my Emmy outfit. And I did.
That sounds like a dream.
Yes.
I want to go now.
I know, right?
You got room for me at all?
Absolutely, anytime.
Oh my goodness. And you and your husband have been married, what, 20 years?
Well, 20 years in May, yeah.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
How did you meet?
We actually met, well, back in the day, we would say we met at like Starbucks because we met online. And 20 years ago, it was like weird to meet people online. And now you always say, oh, we met at Starbucks or a bar. But now people are like, oh, you met at a bar? And it's normal to meet online. But back then, it was not. It was weird. So we would just be like, oh, we met at a bar, we met at Starbucks. But yeah, we met online. It was basically still, I don't think it was quite dial-up, but almost. I'm not going to age myself that
Dang,
much.
you said dial-up.
Yeah.
Well, it was clearly meant to be because you've been married for 20 years.
Yeah,
Can't nobody say nothing about that, that's for
works.
sure. And then he's a doctor.
He is a doctor. Yeah.
So does he ever give you any medical advice at all?
So we actually met a week before he started med school in New York. And he's a maxillofacial surgeon. So that means like facial reconstruction, like trauma surgeries, if you're in a car accident or something.
Wow.
So he teaches trauma surgery at Elmhurst Hospital in New York. And so it's hard because since he does facial stuff, we'll be talking and all of a sudden I'll start to notice his eyes start wandering to like my forehead or my crow's feet. And I'm like, hey,
snap out of it.
what's wrong with my face now? Well, maybe need a little touch up on Botox. I'm like, great.
Oh, wow. That is an interesting occupation.
It's good to have, though. It's good to have.
I take it that he thinks you have the most beautiful face in the world.
As
that
long as he
married
maintains
you.
it.
As long as he maintains it. Well, it's gorgeous to me.
Thanks.
Okay, this is your last season on Queer Eye.
Yeah.
How has it changed your life? Because your life has changed so
I mean,
drastically.
for one thing, I'm sitting here, which is incredible. But Queer Eye has been one of the most amazing gifts, not just for me, but I feel for our viewers. Like what we're able to do, how we're able to help people, how we're able to help our heroes has been just such a blessing from God. And I can't thank the
so
Lord.
amazing. And everybody loves you so much. What do you remember about getting the job?
So I remember, I actually almost didn't go to auditions. So I was supposed to go to Spain. This company was taking me over to visit their factory, so it was an all-expense-paid trip to Spain. And I was like, well, how often is that gonna happen? There's no way I'm getting the show.
Yeah.
So I almost didn't go, but luckily, audition started the 2 days before I was supposed to go to Spain. So I went, and I didn't think it went well. But then I got a call to come back to like the final day of auditions. And that's actually when I had the meltdown. I didn't have the meltdown when I actually finally got the job weeks later. It was that night. Because the first iteration, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I mean, it meant so much to me. It was the first time
I'd
with
imagine
real,
so.
true gay representation that I could look up to people and be
Yes.
like, oh, I'm gonna be okay because I see the 5 of them and they're okay.
Game changer.
And so to be on a show that meant so much to me was it was life-changing.
That is truly understandable. And you've done so well. What are you focusing on at Queer Eye?
So I have some new shows in the works. Can't talk about those yet, but there's some shows in the works. But then I also have my design firm. Like right now, I think we have like 45 homes that we're in the process of designing. So a lot. One of our biggest clients is TriPoint Homes. They're one of the top builders here in the US. I've been working with them for 8 years. They're actually the very first home I ever designed for my design firm was with TriPoint Homes. And we have put together, because people are always asking me if I can design their home. Obviously, I don't have time to design everybody's home. So we have put together what's called the BB Edit, which is a collection of 10 designs that I have personally designed. And I mean, that's everything from tiles to faucets to flooring to cabinets to countertops, everything, paint, that you can do a style quiz, which I believe I've heard you've done. And you can figure out exactly what your style is. And you can have a Bobby Berk design house just with a few clicks of a button.
Interesting. Okay, because that is so,
Right?
I'm so fascinated with this whole thing. How many different styles is it?
So for this, there's 10 different collections, and you can get those at all of their locations around the US. They're in 10 different states, in countless markets, from DC to Seattle to down in San Diego, Texas, North Carolina, Virginia, everywhere.
What is your favorite part of a home?
My favorite part of the home is the kitchen.
I think that's everybody's favorite part. Even if you don't cook?
I don't cook.
Okay.
I mean, I can, but I don't like to. My husband is the cook. But to me, like, they always say the kitchen is the heart of the home, and it really, really is. Like, no matter how much time and effort I put into making these other rooms in our house the place to hang out, people always end up in the kitchen.
That is so
You know,
true.
and so that's really the place that I like to focus when I'm designing a home. I usually will start in the kitchen, and I'll kind of decide on the design of the home starting in the kitchen.
Okay. How did you... I wish I had your talents, and I would probably never leave the home if I could do that.
Your talents, and
maybe
I
we
would
could blend
have
the two.
all the awards and albums.
Oh, I mean, you on your way. Okay, how did you get into design?
I kind of fell into it, honestly. I've always understood, though, the power of design. I remember when I was probably like 5 or 6 years old, my mom had decorated my room in all red, literally almost a color-free outfit. Red curtains, red bedspread, red rugs, red rugs.
Was that your favorite color?
No, but I think she was just like, little boys, red, you know. But I was just like, I couldn't articulate this, but I was like, this gives me anxiety. Like, this is a lot, Mom. So I saved up my little $20 birthday checks that my aunts and uncles would send me, and I used, at 5 or 6 years old, I used my birthday money to buy home decor. And I got everything
That
blue.
young?
Yeah, I got everything blue. I found this dinosaur poster that I like matched all the colors to, and I liked my room better after that. It was blues and greens and yellows, and it felt natural and relaxing to me. And so design has always been something that I've understood the power of it. I just being a high school dropout, having no education, having no training in it, never thought it could be something that I could actually do, but I've kind of fallen into it.
It's truly a gift. It really is. Well, I gotta ask you, am I doing okay with my set?
I think so. You ask me every time, and every time
You know
I
I
say
gotta
yes.
do a check-in again. It's approved?
I do. I love it. It's very serene. I like the light woods. I like the light colors. I like the little pops of purple now.
Little pops of purple. All right. Well, you know what? I heard you brought something to share with an audience member. Where's Pamela? Oh, Pamela. Okay. We have something special for you.
All right.
I love when we got something special.
How far along are you?
Wow.
8 months.
You're almost due.
Yeah.
Any day now it could
Yeah.
be. Well, congratulations. All right, so what you are getting today is you are getting a $1,000 gift certificate to my collection with the Mine and Tri-Point Homes. I don't know if you have your nursery ready or not.
No, I don't have it ready at all.
You're 8 months, girl. Come on.
Yeah, I know.
You're like, don't stress me out anymore. But you can use that to get rugs and chairs, whatever you need to get that nursery ready.
Of course. Pamela, what are you going to do with the money?
I'm going to help to do my nursery. I was like, I haven't started it at all. I need to paint, add the decorations, everything. Because my parents are in the process of moving, and I'm going to be living with them while I first have the baby, while I have my 6 months maternity leave. Yeah, my 6 month maternity leave. And so they're in escrow at the moment. So like I can't do anything to set it up. I've been like waiting and waiting. I'm like, are you guys nesting? And I was like, I want to nest. I can't nest because there's no house. I was like,
Well,
but it's coming.
It's great. With this, they have everything from rugs
Yes.
to furniture, countertops, paint, anything you need for it.
Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
and you don't have much time, girl, but congratulations.
If you like this video, smash that like button and subscribe to the Jennifer Hudson Show YouTube channel. Check your local listings or visit jenniferhudsonshow.com to see when you can watch full episodes in your area. And don't forget to sign up for the newsletter.